Okay, module 1, mindset. All right, let's get into this slide. Saying that your mindset is important is an understatement. The way that you think is one of the most constant contributors to your success or lack of success. Your attitude of mind will display your possible outcomes through your very own actions. You speak and do what you believe. If you believe you can't, then you won't. If you believe you can, then you will find a way through time. As human beings, our belief systems are the foundations of who we are because those foundations are the basis of our beliefs. It eventually determines who our friends are, our spouses, even how we raise our children, what music we listen to, what movies we watch, and the words we say. So in the next slide, we'll go over 2 different types of mindset and their differences. There are 2 main different types of mindsets. There's a growth mindset and there's a fixed mindset. The fixed mindset is detrimental to your growth. And the growth mindset will take you to higher levels than you ever thought possible. As in, here's why. If you have a fixed mindset, you tend to give up at signs of pushback or pressure. You have a belief that you're probably not good enough to make some things work, and others have a gift that you just don't, nor will you ever have. You tend to be comfortable with just good enough, and your comfortability level is highly important to you. Guys, it is important for you to learn how to become uncomfortable in life, period, not just in business. Because whenever you put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable, that causes growth. And I'm not talking about uncomfortability when it comes to being in a dangerous situation. What I mean is putting yourself in positions where you thought that you would never be because you were afraid to do it in terms of growth, okay? Maybe speaking on stage or teaching people how to do something that you know how to do. Just anything like that, okay? Now let's talk about a growth mindset. So if you have a growth mindset, you have the ability to understand that you can gain skills at something that you practice at. You believe that you can develop an ability through time, even after failure, because you look at it as a teachable moment. And you understand that growth comes from uncomfortable situations. So the fixed mindset is responsible for much laziness in millions and millions of people all across the world. It's responsible for generational cycles of poverty. It's responsible for the overconsumption of goods all around the world. It's responsible for complacency and lack. Everyone, when we have a fixed mindset, we are destroying ourselves. It puts us in this perpetual cycle of poverty because we're not teaching the next generation how to get out of this mindset. We're just teaching them that, hey, it's okay to settle for what you have, when in reality, it's really not. The growth mindset, however, is responsible for the development of world changers. It's responsible for the development of generational chain breakers. It's also responsible for the advancement of world technology and for growth and abundance. If you have a growth mindset, your ability to see failure as an opportunity for growth is a superpower of sorts. Nothing can stop you from being where you want to be in this life. It's who we are called to be in this world, a people of abundance. I'm not only speaking of financial abundance, but of being rich in spirit and mind. You understand that your growth is not dictated by your circumstance, but your circumstance is dictated by your growth. It's only a matter of time until the fruit of the seed sprouts. Guys, it's cool to have your finances in order and everything, but when your mind is in a state of constant turmoil, that will show in your day-to-day life. So fixed mindset. For reasons previously mentioned, if you have a fixed mindset, you are living a life detrimental to the growth of you and your family. You've been allowing your circumstances to dictate how hard you try at anything. Look, listen, if this is you, don't feel ashamed, because this was me for so many years of my life. I blamed outside forces for what I lacked internally. But I'm here to tell you that living a life this way is dangerous. You have a purpose and you must fulfill it. Living a life in a fixed mindset will keep you stagnant and you will become someone you're not meant to be if you continue along this path. But there's good news. You have a choice to grow out of it. I heard someone ask before, how do I get out of a fixed mindset? And I was blessed to have the thought, you don't ever just get out of a fixed mindset. It's something that you grow out of. It takes time, but it can absolutely be done. By you, by me, by anybody. I remember having a mindset of lack and believing that good things were only meant for certain people. That old way of thinking did nothing but make me push away important relationships, both in business and my personal life. I got tired of living that kind of life, so I made the necessary decision to change how I think. These are some changes that I made. I became closer to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I stopped looking at failure as a permanent situation and allowed myself to fail more often. Started putting myself in more uncomfortable situations, began focusing on certain talents and skills that I wanted to develop. And I started speaking to more and more people in the fields that I was interested in growing in. Now let's talk about consistency. Consistency is key in this business. The ability to work steadily over time through the ups and downs only comes from a mindset of growth. Being consistent in anything requires the understanding that failure is imminent, but success typically follows after. You can make it in the wholesaling world, guys. All of you. Every last one of you. But you need to be willing to fail and work through that failure. So now we're done with module 1. You know the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So guys, listen, if you're in a mindset in which you believe that people have more than you because they just have more talent than you, and then you have no way of gaining such talent, I need you to recognize that, okay? And just tell yourself that that is a lie. Speak truth over your life. Because if not, you will not make it anywhere in life. You definitely won't make it in the wholesaling business because you'll continue to quit at each chance that you get.